Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm in northern Thailand right now, and today I'm going to take you guys with me on my tour to see some of northern Thailand's most iconic temples. That was every bit as beautiful as I thought it was going to be. I'm on the day trip from Chiang Mai to Chiang Rai to check out the White Temple, the Blue Temple, and the Red Temple. I ended up going on a tour group with about 12 other people, so we all loaded into this van and then we headed off on the 2.5-hour drive from Chiang Mai to Chiang Rai. As soon as we got there, we were greeted by this Thai Iron Man sitting outside. He was super cool. And then we got our tickets and headed inside to visit the White Temple. This was no joke, a dream come true for me. I have seen the White Temple all over social media for such a long time. It was so surreal to actually be seeing it in person. So here at the entrance, our tour guide was saying that there's like all these hands and it's meant to be like them begging for help. So here's this area. It's very interesting. Now, if you look really closely, you'll see that a lot of these are actually monster hands, which I thought was super interesting. I learned later that these hands actually symbolize unrestrained desire, and that crossing the bridge to the temple signifies that the way to happiness is to forego temptation and greed and desire. So I crossed the bridge, got to the temple, and was just admiring all of the small, tiny mirrors all over the temple. This is what makes the temple so white and shiny, is all these little reflective mirrors. Okay, now I'm going to head inside, and they don't allow cameras or pictures or anything. Inside they have a wax figure of a Buddha just meditating, and you have to be very quiet inside because this is actually a place where Thai people come to pray. Now here I am, just once again admiring all the architecture. And actually the White Temple isn't even complete yet. There's still about half of it that needs to have all of these small little mirrors put on for the decoration. Next, I headed off to a very interesting building. This is just their bathroom of the White Temple. If you look closely, I'm going to zoom in again, you can actually see the bathroom signs on the outside. So the White Temple is actually only a small part of the entire grounds of this temple, because they had all of these other gold structures, some gardens, a cave with art in it. There's just so much to see the entire time I was walking around. Wow, that was every bit as beautiful as I thought it was going to be. There's so much more to this place than just that one picture you see of the temple. These grounds are quite big, and there's tons around here. Like all these, like this gold temple too. Well, I don't think this is a temple, but this gold building here, I've never seen pictures of that, and I did not know it was part of the White Temple. The more you know. So I've got about 15 minutes left here, and then we've got to meet back at the van because we're then going to the Blue Temple. But we all loaded back in the van and then started heading off to the Blue Temple. It was only about a 15-minute ride away, so I think all of these temples in Chiang Rai are relatively close to one another. All right, so now we're at the Blue Temple. Again, all the tourists. I actually saw many of the same tourists that I saw at the White Temple are now here from different groups. Here's a Buddha, and you can see they have like the really long earlobes, and our guide was telling us that the long earlobes actually mean long life. So the longer the earlobes, the longer the life. The White Temple was quite easy actually to get some good videos and pictures without a lot of the people in it, but this one I'm just looking at, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't think I will get any good pictures or videos without everyone being in here. Okay, and even though there were so many people there, honestly, I do get some pretty good shots. So I pat myself on the back quite a bit for that. The Blue Temple was beautiful. I loved all of the gold accents everywhere. And for this one, we were able to take videos once we were inside. So I had to take off my shoes and then I headed inside. And the beauty that I saw on the outside of the temple was not even comparable to the inside. I was just constantly in awe of the paintings and like all of the detail, the small tiny details that went into creating this temple. So you have to take your shoes off anytime you enter a temple. And also there is a specific dress code as well. So you have to be covering your shoulders and also covering the knees. So this is my outfit for the day. I would recommend coming here in the morning if you're able to stay in Chiang Mai get here early because right now the sun is so freaking hot. And also there's just still a lot of tourists. Apparently this is not even half the amount of tourists that there usually are. If you come during the peak season, right now it's like they're starting the rainy season, and so there's not as many tourists. Off to the side of the Blue Temple, they had this really nice market where you could get some clothes, and the main attraction there was getting the blue coconut ice cream. It's apparently like a huge tourist thing to have a blue cup of ice cream to take a picture with in front of the Blue Temple. So then that concluded our time at the Blue Temple. The next stop was going to be the Red Temple, which I assumed, based on the fact that the White Temple was white and the Blue Temple was blue, that this temple would be red. But however, it was not. So part of the Red Temple is this massive Buddha right next to it. And you can actually go up inside the Buddha and look out over Chiang Rai through her eyes. So that was going to be our first stop. We took this trolley all the way up to the Buddha, and then we took an elevator from the base all the way up to her head. Once we got to the top, it looked like some winter wonderland. The design on the inside was just so beautiful. All the designs were super intricate. There was diamonds everywhere. It really was just magical. So we took an elevator all the way up to the top of that Buddha that I just took a picture of from the outside. And this is apparently her eye. And like they said, we were able to look out over all of Chiang Rai, looking through the Buddha's eyes and her bindi. This view was insane. Okay, I'm looking at this picture of the Buddha and I found out where we are now. So this was the little hole that I was seeing. That was not her eye, but the two slits that I went to next were actually her eyes. Now, I was assuming that given the first two temples we went to, the Blue Temple was blue and the White Temple was white, I thought this one was going to be red, but it's mostly white. The reason why they call it red, I guess, is mostly for tourists. It's because of the red roofs. Apparently the name of this temple is too difficult for foreigners to say, so they just call it Red Temple. So I was talking to a guy in my tour group. He's from China, and he was saying that this temple is a Chinese temple. This area, this room in here, is kind of how they describe their afterlife, basically. Really beautiful and just white, diamonds, everything, with gods surrounding them and dragons surrounding them, because dragons are good luck. Which I think is really beautiful. Then once we were finished touring the Buddha, we headed over and toured the temple and the pagoda. You can see that the design of this temple is just so different from the other temples that we saw. And the reason for this is exactly because it is a Chinese Hindu temple. And so there are some variations of Hinduism, and that is reflected in their buildings and their temples as well. Okay, this is our last stop of our trip today. We're at a tea farm. I don't know if that's the correct word. A tea garden? I don't know. But it's huge. So I suppose I'll recap the day a little bit for you guys. So we got up and left Chiang Mai at 7:30 in the morning. And then the first place we went to was the White Temple. It took us about 2 hours to get there. And then after that, about 20 minutes to the Blue Temple. After that, about a half hour to the Red Temple. And I thought we'd only have a 2-hour ride back, but it is actually a 3-hour ride back to Chiang Mai. So even though it is we saw a lot today, I would recommend maybe not going on the day trip. I think you'd probably get a lot more out of it if you just stayed in Chiang Mai. If you stayed in Chiang Rai and were able to go to these temples in the morning. Because again, by the time we got to the temples, everything was so hot and there were so many people. I read that a lot of them open between 7 and 8, so you could get there early and avoid the crowds then. And then that concluded our day, so we headed off on the 3-hour journey back to Chiang Mai. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos of the temples in Chiang Rai. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next video.